Okay, everybody, welcome back. I'm going to try and do Puzzle Storm. Okay, right, check. Take the queen, take the queen, take the bishop. Take it, yeah. Okay, it says, can we get a decent score in Puzzle Storm? That is the question. What is the answer? Maybe the answer is not good, right? Check. Check. Yeah, I think you just do this. Check. So check here, it's good. Take here. It's slow in this one, right? So knight here, maybe. So check, take. Okay, so take and check and okay, so this one maybe this. Check. What's this one? Queen H8 maybe? Oh fuck. Push. Okay, not doing very well in this one. There's Rook C8. Okay, this. This. Okay, check. Okay, this one maybe this. No, what am I doing? It's so bad. Okay. So I've got 30 so far, well, not very good. If we just no, it's not on. Aha, what is this? It's not bishop g6. Took too long there. Took too bloody long. Okay, take. Check. Bishop here. Ah, what the hell am I doing? This is so poor. Okay, there's Rook F1, there's Bishop E7. What's Bishop H6 wins, yeah. Okay, there's push. Okay, just this. Maybe just this. Okay, there's Rook F3. There's Queen E6 check. Ah, no, it's no good. Oh my god, I'm falling apart. Okay, that wasn't very good. I got 44 there. Let's try and do better than 44. Okay. Can we improve on 44? Let's check, by the way. Okay, this check is never good. Knight G3 is a move. They take the queen. Okay, let's check. Checkmate. Okay, this. Okay, check. It was too slow in that one, too hesitant. I think you gotta really get a bit more fluency going, I think, with these. You know, that's the key, it's just speed. Like this, the faster you run, the you know, probably it's better to do it actually quickly, you know. Let's check. Sometimes I'll just forget that it's check, which is careless, obviously. It's easy to see your own moves, but it's harder to see your opponent's. This is always the way with chess, right? It's always easier to see your own ideas than your opponent's. Right, so are we on course for 40 plus? Let's hope that we are. Let's check. Queen H7 looking strong, right? Okay, it's stuck in that. So Rook H1. So Rook E7 is a move, right? Okay, what is the idea here? If I take and take, this is good, right? So I want to take and then take. So this is maybe this. Okay, this Queen D6 is looking very strong. Look at fate. Maybe start with this and Bishop E5, right? G4? Yeah, G4 is winning the rook. Okay, this is threatening the Queen, so I should take. D1. Not that easy that though. Maybe check and take. Right, it's G4. He's gonna maybe lose the Queen, right? Okay, rook G7. It's knight D8. Just take. Maybe this. Okay, so probably I'm winning the bishop. If knight G5. Okay, so what's it? Maybe submit on knight B5 and Queen C6. Knight check, check. If knight takes, going to take back. Okay, so could threaten the mate. Knight F5, what does that do? Nothing. What's the tactical idea here? There must be a tactical idea. There's knight H5. Okay, so here I want to track the Queen, so knight D2 looks natural. Right, so there is some ideas of how am I winning this position? Because if rook, there's rook check here and then rook D3, right? So it must be taking. Right, that was definitely not that easy. Oh, it's check. Again, I'm missing this check, right? It's simple check. It's ridiculous. Knight E5. Okay, I'm up to 50, but it's still not good. It's rook B3 maybe. Okay, here. Still not great. Maybe take if push. I mean, really. Oh fuck! I rushed that. Yeah, stupid. Maybe you just do this. So check and take. Take and take. Aha, this is too tricky. Alright, maybe just this. Okay. Check. Okay, white and win. Okay, so if you go B6, they're going to take. What's the difference? Oh, you start with this, right? And now you go B6. Tricky. Tricky dicky, right? Okay, maybe check. Okay. It's knight E7. And then mate, there's rook D1. Come on, man. Give me a break. Yeah, I did a lot better, but it's still far too slow, right? So I need to speed up. This is not good enough. Okay, push. Okay, this maybe queen to queen. Yeah, a lot of chess is just subconscious, right? This rook F7. Yeah, it must be this. Okay, let's check. Win the rook. Let's check and then take. Ours is not to reason why. Ours is just to get the fuck on with it. Maybe this. Okay, this. Check, take. It's here. Take. Maybe check. Yeah, they kind of vary between simple and fairly difficult, you know, which I guess you always think, right? Like you either see the easy ideas straight away or you don't. I mean, I think I just take. So here again, knight g4 might be good. There's some kind of queen trap which is easy to miss. Queen check, queen takes. Nearly mouse slip there, which would not have been fun. B2 push. I had no idea why that was winning, but it was apparently. Okay, we could take. Okay, I guess we go here, right? And then can we just go c5, right? That's probably simplest. Check, check. Take, maybe just push. If queen a4. It's queen d5 and then take. Aha, no, okay. Because I was pinned, right? It's queen check. Right. Maybe just take and then take, yeah? And sometimes it's easy to forget like the simple solutions. Because you're looking for something so clever and maybe it doesn't exist. Cleverness never exists. King d8, I think. Probably rook d7 is good. There's knight d4. There's also moves like knight d8, which are quite nasty. Yeah, that was tricky actually. Starting to become a tricky dicky. Aha, so it wants to. Okay, but I can do this. Bishop takes. They just rook b8, right? And then take. So if rook f1. It's possible just queen a1 is good, but queen a1 is rook f8, right? Queen a1, rook f8. No, rook f8 was a legal move because it's pinned. It took me a while to realise that, which is quite poor actually. So I could take, actually maybe this, counterintuitive, right? Okay, I feel like I'm not, even though it's similar, I'm actually doing a lot better in this one than I was doing in, okay, there's queen d4, which looks very strong actually. So maybe you go for some kind of checkmate idea. Always look for the checkmate idea first. You know, it's a general rule of thumb. Okay, so again, can I checkmate them? I think this might be close. It was close, and close enough. Okay. Okay, got a good tip. If anyone's interested in horse racing, I've got a good tip in the first Royal Ascot tomorrow. It's a horse trained by George Bowie. So have a look out for that. I think it's about 20 to 1. So if you want to have a bet, yeah, that might be the one to bet on. I think it might be a good value anyway. Okay, so here, maybe this. Right, so how am I getting on? Kind of doing not great, right? Right, I'm doing okay-ish, but not great. Right, so now I need a good check. Okay, so fronting this. Aha, so I guess check. Right, the problem is I'm running out of time again. So, okay, we'll do one more. Yeah, so I recommend if you're going to do a bet on that race, bet that horse each way. You know I like betting, unfortunately. It's a sad fact of life. I also think England might win the Euros, weirdly enough. Even though everyone's slagging them off. I think the one thing I noticed is Southgate, he sets up his teams, you know, they have... Well, it's true in all football matches to some extent, but they have like little surges, you know. So they... You know, the England team, they never seem to play well for like 90 minutes, but we often get the job done. You know, we have these good little surges. So, so here it's like this. Okay, so this check here is probably going to go for checkmate, right? Maybe push. Okay, so what is this? Maybe this. Okay, this one is like Knight of Fate 97 is maybe just push. Again, probably Rook E6 is good. If Queen, maybe this. Fairly easy so far, but it will get. The problem is I'm like slow, right? Knight E4. Okay, so maybe just take and check. Okay, so it's threatening this one, right? What's the difference? Oh, I just got Knight C7. So I could take and go King D4 and then B4, right? If check. Okay, let's check and take. Okay, I can do this and then this. Rook D8 is not right. Maybe this. Check and check. I feel like I'm doing well on this one, but I'm still not quite there. Says Queen D8 is an option. Okay, there's Bishop D7. Rook C4. So obviously doing reasonably well. Could just take, right? To be Queen A7 is possible. 52 with no, you know, still got 2 minutes left. But the problem is the time goes very, very quickly. You know, if you start making mistakes, it just gets swallowed up. So there's moves like Bishop C5. Maybe that's very strong. Queen B2 looks possible. Rook E6. Also, I feel with these, like the more you do of them, the better you become. It's pretty obvious. This okay. Well, this one's actually tricky, right? Because if I go Rook check, goes there. I mean, there is King B5, but there's also moves like D6. Queen G3 is possible. Okay, maybe just Queen F6. Okay, if Queen D8 is no good, I gotta take this one, right? So what's the big idea? It wants Rook D1 is possible, right? Yeah. So maybe Bishop G4. No, wrong. Kind of close, but no cigar, right? King D5 must be good. Okay, Rook F7. Queen G4 wins. Queen C7. Aha. So okay. So I need to be very careful. Maybe just go here, right? Okay. So if Bishop E4, maybe Bishop E4 is the way. That is the way. If not, maybe Knight E7. They take King here, G5, and then here, right? Okay, so what is this? I'm very close to 70 here. No! Okay, maybe this. Yes, I got the 70. Come on, baby. Come on! Come to Papa. But now I'm running out of time. No, 70. Not bad. Let's have one more go. I've got the 70, which is always... I think 70 is always a good milestone with this. As you see there, my best score is 83, which isn't terrible. But it's tough. But obviously, yeah, the more you do of these, the better you become at them. I don't know how actually useful they are for proper games. I think they've got some merit, but it's questionable. So yeah, horse racing is something I've always been obsessed with. Sadly. Okay, got to go check. ever since I was a kid. I think the favourite horses that I grew up with were horses like you know, I had always you know, great horses like there was a horse called Symphonic, which was a 2000 Guineas winner, and there were horses like Arazzi, Rodrigo de Triano. Carville's Hill was a big favourite of mine. Yeah, it was always like kind of a tragedy when it got beat in the Gold Cup in I believe it was something like 1992, and basically there was like this big controversy around that race because the Jenny Pittman team kind of put in a stalking horse to unsettle Carville's Hill. And what's happening here? There's a 94 trick in here, right? Do I do that immediately? I go 94 immediately, don't I? And it kind of worked, right? So if we had this one earlier actually. Sadly, it shows how much I've been playing with this crap when they start repeating themselves. Yeah, so basically it was a stalking horse because they had a horse in there called Cool Ground, I think, which was ridden by Adrian Maguire, and Garrison Savannah. I think Cool Ground was the winner that year. But Garrison Savannah was one of the favourites for the race, and so they put in a stalking horse to try and... No, that was crap. Okay, let's check here and then take the bishop, right? So this is maybe some kind of bishop rook trap. So knight b7 is a move that I think you can take here, right? Yeah, okay, so here, there's queen a1. Okay. This is... No, it's not c2, is it? I think you just take here, right? So here I'm trying to go for checkmate. How do I deliver the checkmate? No, not king f6. There's rook f4 and rook c4, yeah, because you start getting but the checkmate just didn't work there. It was like really stupid. Yeah, so it unsettled Carville's Hill. And Carville's Hill had a bit of a back problem. It didn't completely, you know, even when it won a Chepstow, the Welsh Grand National in 1991, it beat Party Politics by about 20 lengths. Or I don't know if it was Party Politics finished second, or it was some other horse, like Equilifer, and in there some Martin Pipe horses. And I just at the time ran out. But yeah, I don't know what this is actually. Maybe it was something like Queen f7 actually. Queen f7 was probably very strong there. Yeah, so basically it was originally trained in Ireland by a different trainer. And might have been Tom Draper or something like that. And they took it over to England and it was trained by Martin Pipe. And then it won the rehearsals chase at Chepstow. I don't know if it run before that, but it had actually run in the Gold Cup before that, when he was trained in Ireland. So they took it over to, and then they ran it, and then they ran it in the Welsh Grand National. It won by a huge distance. I remember being like awestruck by that because 1991 I would have been about 15 at the time, and I remember being 14 actually when I watched that race because it was like early in the year, right? No, sorry, later in the year. Was it later in the year? It was later in the year. So I was 15 when I watched that race. And I remember being awestruck by how fast it built up a huge lead. And the way it just pulverised them with top weight. And I think there were horses. Yeah, there were horses like party politics was in behind, right, which ended up winning the Grand National in 1992. Funny enough, the same day the general election was held. John Major won against Neil Kinnock. But so of course we're going to have a general election soon, which I think Labour will probably win this time. So yeah, 1992 it ran in the Gold Cup and it was beaten. It was a big finish at the end between Cool Ground, Garrison Savannah, which is ridden by Mark Pittman, trained by his mum, Jenny Pittman. Cool Ground, which was ridden by Adrian Maguire, it was like a 20-1 shot, and there was also a horse called The Fellow, which was, I think that was it was ridden by maybe some guy called Adrian Condrat. It was one of the jockeys. The Fellow died actually. Sadly, he died quite young, I think. Also, the trainer might be dead now. I think Francois Duman. Not sure about that. I might need to look that up. Anyway, The Fellow also missed out, so it was like a freeway go, and you know, it's kind of sad to see Carville's Hill get pulled up in that March Gold Cup in 1992, and it never really raced after that. I don't think it ever raced after that. I think he got retired. He had back problems, but it essentially got exposed. I mean, they complained about the stalking horse, but at the end of the day, it wasn't good enough, you know, because they exposed its weakness, which was jumping. So it was kind of like a flat track bully. It won the Hennessy Gold Cup in Ireland, the Irish Hennessy Gold Cup, by a similar way that it won the Welsh Grand National. But when it was, you know, pitching at the absolute highest level, which is the Gold Cup, it wasn't good enough. So, but I think it was good enough, but it had an Achilles heel, had a weakness that it couldn't overcome, and you know, one day it got beat. So that was interesting. I think The Fellow in 1993 got beat by Jadami. It would have been trained by someone like Peter Beaumont. Maybe it was ridden by Peter Niven. No, I'm not sure about that. Peter Niven used to ride for Mary Reevely. I remember this famous like black horse called Cab on Target, sort of dark black horse. I used to love that horse as well. And Twin Oaks, you know, horses like that, trained by Gordon Richards, that kind of era. You know, it brings me all back, this sort of sentimental era. But that's how I got into horse racing, really. And then all these amazing flat horses you had, like Lyric Fantasy, that won the Queen Mary, was running tomorrow, beat the course record for 2-year-olds, I think, at that time. There are a few that Hannon had in that. They had Shalford, who won the Cork and Orrery, and that did an amazing time as well. And they had, so it's Richard Hannon Senior. They had Lyric Fantasy, which beat won the national stakes at Sandown. Then it won the Queen Mary by 5 lengths. It beat Mystic Goddess into second, trained by Michael Stout. Lyric Fantasy was called a Pocket Rocket. It was ridden by Mouse Roberts, and it went on to win the sales race at Newbury by 6 lengths or something. And then they put it in the beating all the 2-year-olds. They put it in the older race, the Numford, where I think it beat Paris House by about a length, or maybe Wolfhound, Mr. Brooks. Maybe it was Mr. Brooks that it beat. I can't remember, but The Fellow, we talked about The Fellow earlier. So yeah, Lyric Fantasy ended up in the Cheveley Park, and everyone thought it was a shoe-in because it's, you know, beating older horses. Got beaten by Sayadati. Sayadati ended up winning the 1,000 guineas. Lyric Fantasy was 4th in that race, and I think. But Lyric Fantasy didn't really train on. It was quite a small horse. Never really trained on from its 2-year-old days. And let me have a look at the name of that George Barry horse. But yeah, Jadami won the Gold Cup. That was another lovely horse, like a typical old-fashioned chaser. But The Fellow came back and then revenged it the next year, 1994 or something. I think it was 1994. The 1995 you have all maybe these Kim Bailey horses like I don't know, King Fountain or stuff like that, and I can't really remember the best after that. Yes, there's a few in that Ascot race in that first the Queen Mary. There's one called Kayaza by Balding. Is May Case is a very interesting one. It's got an Irish horse. Truly Enchanting, also the O'Brien horse. Leah Varney's horse I like a lot as well. So there's a few in that. I think the value might be Englemare, which is a George Bowie horse. I just think it's a very fast horse, and I think he's in that race. You need a lot of speed, so I think you could place, because if you back it with the bookies on a day, you'll get five places. So if it's 25 to 1, you're getting 5 places. If it places, you make a profit. Chances are it probably won't place because his race is so competitive. It's very hard to finish even in the top 10. So there's 25 runners or whatever. But it could place. So then you make a profit. So you do £10 each way and £5 each way. If it places, you make a profit. If it loses, and you lose your stake. That's why it's called gambling, right? Anyway, I think that's it for today. Well, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. So that's my tip for tomorrow. There's also one in the last race, which is the same connections or same owner as Leah Varney, which is called Shadow Army, which I quite like. In the Windsor Castle. I think that might be worth a bet as well, if you like horse racing. There's a few in that, actually. Again, these races are so competitive. It's so hard to win. There's a few in that. There's one called Celtic Chieftain. Hawaiian has got a chance. The favourite is called Treasure Isle. Point Neuf, which is, I believe that's named after a bridge in Paris, right? There's a few there. There's a few Wesley Ward ones as well. There's like American ones in there as well, which are kind of difficult to assess because you know, got a bit of feedback on the Nakamura video that I did. One of the things I noticed actually, when I do a video like this, which is chess related, get very few views. As soon as you do a chess drama video, you get a lot more views. So maybe this is what I should do, just turn this channel into a chess drama channel, which I'm capable of doing, but the problem is it doesn't massively interest me, and it will be a little bit fake. Because, you know, I just feel like I'm just doing that as a contrived way to make views rather than... But there are a lot of topics in the chess world that interest me, so maybe it doesn't have to be a chess drama. It could just be talking about topical news stories in the chess world. Please leave your comments below. Do you think it's more interesting to see chess content? The problem is there's so many sites out there that offer similar things, right? There's lots of chess drama sites, and there's lots of chess, you know, information, educational. There's just lots of chess channels, full stop, right? So it's quite hard to find a niche and actually become extremely popular. You have to really come up with something quite original. But it seems to be that chess drama is the way to go now. You know, like Reddit, people are obsessed with Reddit. You know, as soon as I do a chess drama video, something about Kramnik or something about Nakamura or something, you know, about Farouja getting points in the French league to try and get in the candidates, people love it, you know, because people are searching for that kind of content all the time. So that's an interesting point. Anyway, thanks for watching the video and goodbye.